Hey everybody, it's Jody, your friendly neighborhood SEO guru, here back with another episode of SEO Snippets for savvy pet businesses. And today I'm going to tackle or try to tackle the topic of keywords. So, what are keywords and how do you sniff out some good ones? So, if you think about keywords as like scent trails that leave little markers here and there. It's like taking your dog on a walk and they go and sniff and then they follow this, or you do scent training with a dog and they use their nose to find you. So keywords are like those little markers just telling your ideal clients and the Google bots or search bots what your business and your content is all about. So, to put it basically and to define it, a keyword is a search term or phrase that is used by your ideal client or ideal customers in any sort of search box that then leads them to hopefully find you if you've used those words on your website, in your content, on your other platforms to help them all be surfaced and connect the dots between your clients and your ideal clients and yourself and your business. So I did specify keywords or phrases there because when SEO was in its infancy and when people used to search, they did used to go where like just use like random words. Like it would just be such like sharp, short, kind of cut off kind of words. And search and keywords is the overarching term we kind of use still. But the more accurate description of what you'd probably be best to target would be key phrases, especially if you're a smaller pet business trying to compete in an oversaturated or competitive market. A key phrase is going to help get you more traffic than a keyword. So a keyword would be something like healthy dog treats, whereas a key phrase would be um, 100% natural dog treats for long lasting entertainment. Like that's a full phrase, and that I might be over exaggerating, but it's the difference between say dog treats and the more explanatory term of the type of dog treats you're looking for. That's the difference between a keyword and a key phrase. Now, keywords are still used because they are just naturally used. Key phrases are probably like I said, what you would probably be more successful at targeting because they are that more contextual term. And I think I've spoken about it before multiple times that with the growth of AI and AI overviews and the drive towards user intent and user first search, which has been happening in SEO for years, but with AI, it's way, way more prevalent now. Um, Contextual searching matters. So a key phrase that is a longer, more contextual phrase is more of what you would be going for, and it's because it's more of what users use. Users use. Um, it's not a case where we do just kind of drop dog treats and just look at the list anymore. We do specifically go. We have a specific idea. We often have a specific idea in mind, even when we're going for those more top of funnel searches that are informational. We still have a bit more. Like if that would be something along the lines of how to toilet train a dachshund. That's a key phrase. Whereas puppy, toilet training puppy is a keyword. Now you'd use both of those terms in the same blog, but you're going to get more traction probably from the longer key phrase than from toilet training puppy because there's already so much content out there on that. And an AI overview would be able to give you like step-by-step instructions and AI and stuff. Whereas a more broader, more contextual, more nuanced search term, that's where you're going to be able to reach those rich kind of snippets and AI overviews. So keywords still matter and key phrases still matter, even with this broader searching and this more contextual searching. It doesn't take away the need and the necessity of having keywords, because what keywords do is like I said, they're the scent posts or the signposts in your content that tells the bots that what you're writing about is what what that connects what you're writing about, or the content you've got, to whoever's being searched. Like, it might be that your content is used to produce an AI overview, or it might be that your content is used to answer a question people also ask, or one of the other featured snippets that have been like used on Google for a while now. Or it might be like in ChatGTP, it might be that your content's used as a source in that. But in order for that connection to happen, you still need to have those search terms and phrases that are the topic areas. Yeah, so they're still very much important. It's just that the way people search has changed. So the way that we target them through keywords has changed. Now, how do you sniff out some keywords? Well, I always like to talk about going to the source. So what that means when it comes to keywords and phrases, it's twofold. Is one, Google. Google is a great source for keywords. Like, start typing in things. Like, if there's topic areas of a blog you want to write about, go to Google. See if see if there's any other people writing about it. See if you can do a better job, or see if there's auto populating like other search terms, like extended search queries there, because it will give you an idea of what other things you can kind of include in the blog as search terms, or keywords or key phrases, to help that blog appear for the multiple different searches people use to get to the same point. Look at the people also ask, look at the related searches. Google Keyword Planner is also another good source to get the data, but don't ignore zero-click search terms, because they are still, just because the data says that they're zero-click doesn't mean that they are, and it doesn't mean that they're not still valuable terms to target. So Google Keyword Planner sits inside Google Ads. You may have to run a short-term ad to get access to it, a Google ad. I know I did. I don't know if that's still the case. But so I ran an ad. I put like $100 maybe behind an ad for Google for like a day. Stopped it. I think I probably spent about $20 total. Um, that's all I did, and now I have access to Google Keyword Planner in infinity. And the other side of going straight to the source is going to your customers. Go see what your customers say. Go see what they ask about the most. What are the questions you get under your products? What questions do you get emailed about? What are the terms that come up when people send through reviews? What questions do you get on your social media? If you just like source from your customer base already now, and just start answering those questions, so that the next time someone asks that question, you've already got content on it that you can just send them to. That's a great way to start. And then you can or you could do a poll or survey of your customers to just ask them some questions to get some ideas of like how they find you, what they look for when they're looking for you. Like, just if you know anybody, ask them. Yeah, so source from your customers as well. Now, the other place are keyword research tools. Now, you've got some free ones online. I know Ubersuggest, I think, has a free version. Answer the Public still has some free ability. But yeah, those ones. And then you've got, I'm sure there's plenty out there like SEMrush. I don't know that Ahrefs really has keyword. Oh, no, it does. Moz has keyword research tools. There are multiple keyword research tools out there. I can't really say which one's the best. It's all about personal choice. I have consistently just used Google Keyword Planner, so I can't really give a really good review of any of the other tools out there. Answer the Public is helpful because it offers questions. So the way that's set up, like, you can put a like a phrase in, and then you've got different options as to what it shows you in terms of the data, and it's helpful to give you the questions that are around that phrase, because that you can turn that into like headings for your blog post, for instance. So when it comes to keyword research, another thing you need to keep in mind is the context. I've spoken about context a lot, actually. I won't use that term. But it's about specificity. So like think about, like, you've got to make sure that the keywords still like encompasses, or the key phrases are encompassing your niche. So like make sure that they're still pet business appropriate, because the terms and things like that, the broader terms can be used, like collars, leashes, treats, chicken, jackets, like those sorts of words are used for humans in some areas. Like it's not just for pets. And then so make sure you still make sure you're incorporating, when you're looking at keywords and key phrases, make sure you're kind of focusing on and targeting the ones that are specific to pet businesses, or useful to pet businesses, because that's what your clientele or your customers are using as well to find you. The other aspect you could consider is localized terms. And what I mean by that is it dips into local SEO, which I'll get into later in another episode. But so local terms, so like the local area you service if you're a service-based business, or if you have a physical store, the local area you're in. And think of creative ways to incorporate those local terms, not just onto the main pages like your home, about, and contact pages, but also into blog posts. Maybe if you're a dog trainer, do a blog post about great places to visit in your area with your dog, and you can talk to the different landmarks. Like if you're in Sydney, for instance, what a great way to talk about the biggest tourist attractions in our city and help bring in some of that positive juice, SEO juice, from the high traffic that those terms are going to get. Bring that over to your site with your little blog about ways to handle a dog in the city or looking after them in public. And then also think about the localization in terms of spelling. As an Australian, we use British typically, or Australian spelling. So ensure that's what you're using, and you ensure you're only targeting keywords that is using that spelling. Get rid of those Z's. Get rid of those words missing the U. We use U in like O-U-R. We use S's, not Z's. Like, remember that. Like, and the flip side is the same. If you're in Canada or the US, make sure you are using the Z's. But make sure it's localized, both in terms of using the local area terms, but also the localized spelling. Just like keywords need to be targeting the people to be used to target the people you want to bring into your business, not the ones you don't. So that's my bit on keywords or key phrases. But yeah, go sniff out a few keywords and let me know in the comments, and I'll give you some of my feedback, or maybe some ideas around some blog posts you could create from those keywords. Talk to you soon.